So I've been creating videos on YouTube now, mostly watercolors, but I do have some oil paintings as well on there. So if you want to check them out, feel free. It's been quite a journey, steady but on the up. It's been going quite well. So I just wanted to bring you with me for this little walk and just let you know what's going on with my channel. I do want to sort of branch out and try new things, but I would be interested in your feedback. Let me know what you think. Would you be interested in vlogging sort of content? And I would probably centre it around painting still. Hopefully sometime soon I'll do maybe some oil paints as well. I'd like to give that another go. But I'd be interested in your comments. Just got to watch. Quite muddy. Yeah, so lots of weather, lots of rain. We do have lots of rain this time of year. So I started off using Cotman paints for a number of years really. I didn't ever think of upgrading to professional watercolors, but now I have took the plunge and got myself a few different brands of professional grade. Do they make a difference? Yeah, I think they do. They really do. Just more pigment to binder. I know some of the cheaper brands, sometimes you squeeze the tubes and you get a lot of sort of liquid. The binder sort of separates, so you get a lot of that. But I think the most important thing in watercolour is probably the paper. Obviously, the more expensive paper, usually you get a better result. I'd probably invest in paper more than paints and brushes, just because the paper is what gives you a really nice result if you get some nice quality paper. Usually it's cotton paper that's favoured amongst artists, so if you do find yourself within the budget, and there's some quite nice brands as well that are fairly decent price. I know I do like to use the Fabriano brand, which is cotton paper, so just something to consider. I'm really fortunate to live in such an area where we have a few of these country parks just right on the doorstep, so it's quite nice. And especially today we've got a really nice light, and that's what I'm attracted to, with the light shining on the side of the trees. So this is what I'm gonna go ahead and paint. Because I'm painting from a reference photograph, I wanted to get a few marks and a few lines with the pencil first of all, so that I can keep a track of where I am. I do apologise for the audio at the beginning of this video. I just got a mic and I don't know why, but it went on to one speaker, so I've rectified that now, so hopefully that does make a difference to this recording. If you are looking for inspiration while you're out and about, then just pay attention to the light. That's one of the things that I like to look at when you got soft light, maybe early morning when the sun's just rising, or evening as they call it, golden time. So it does make a difference, and it can make the ordinary sort of picture become interesting. So that's one thing I do look for when I'm looking for inspiration. So one thing I want to do, I really want to achieve in this painting, is the light that's coming from the trees. Obviously the light coming from the left hand side, and you got this really nice green, yellow sort of green on the left hand side. You can see I'm popping that in now. The palette I'm using is m.grahams. If you've not guessed, you know it's probably one of my favourite brand in watercolors. So that's just the Hansi yellow mixed with a little bit of yellow ochre and sap green. And now I'm just adding the shadow side of the trees with a darker mix of sap green mostly, and just mixing the colour of the Hansi yellow, the colour that I made up for that, mixing sap green into that. And now I'm just added a little bit of Payne's grey into that mix, a little bit of Van Dyke brown, just to get this really strong dark. And I will be blending that as well so the tree looks rounded. I'm just focusing on getting the first wash down and then just adding a few more darker tones. But like I said, I will be adding some water as well so that that dark does sort of go towards the middle of the tree trunks. This is Fabriano rough paper, £140 in weight. And you can see I'm just starting to blend those dark colours now, so that it gives a nice form to the trees, a rounded look. And then I will be adding some, you can see, adding some pen as well. Just taking my time this time. I wanted something a little bit more advanced, I suppose. And it all comes down to confidence in your brush work or your brush strokes. Just try and make every brush stroke count. And I'm just using the pen just to get the dark and the light on the tree. You can see while the pen's gone down, it's just giving a really nice look, and it's giving sort of a realistic look as well to these trees. So I'm just adding, this is the background. There's some trees over this sort of grass, this field. I think it's probably farmland of some sort. I know there's a building that they keep horses. There's horses in a field not far from here, and this is just a few trees in the background. I'm going to take you can see my credit card just to scrape out some branches and some sticks, and it's just some detail in the distance. I don't want anything too precise in the background. I'm concentrating more on the foreground in this painting, but you may see in the scene there's a nice river running through the scene, so you got a really nice light pale colour against the dark colours of this scene, and it really does sort of drag your eye in, and it looks quite effective. So I'm just using smaller brushes now just to get some of these details. And don't forget, in watercolour it's good to leave the paper for your white highlights. So I'm just leaving plenty of little sparkles in this water just to make it look like it's moving and reflecting some of the light. It's a really sunny day, even though it's still cold. It was a really nice day, and I'm just trying to make the most of these days when we do get them, when it's quite sunny. It doesn't have to be warm. Just wrap up, get my scarf on and big jacket, and make the most of these sort of days. So I'm using quite a, I suppose it could be quite a large mop brush, but there is a lot bigger out there if you wanted to get some of these squirrel mops. But this one, it's got a really nice tip, so I can get in some of the smaller details and cut around the trees, that sort of thing. It's a perfect brush for that because it holds plenty of water, and that's what you want in this sort of stage. You just want to cover the paper, get rid of all, or mostly the white, so you can have some sort of shining through. And I just wanted to add a little bit of colour here and there, just so it gives a little bit of variety. I just don't want a solid brown sort of, this is sort of mud and earthy sort of land. There is a lot more going on in the reference, but I do want to keep it sort of simple-ish. So there's not going to be as much details, and you can do this sort of thing. It's artistic license. Add or take whatever you want in the scene. Just use a reference as a base. Obviously, I've looked at this photograph, I've studied it, and then done my pencil work, and now I'm just going off the pencil work just as a guide, and just adding branches here and there. I know there's lots of branches in this scene, lots of twigs coming into the view, and lots of branches coming off these trees. So that's all I want to do. I added some more blue to the sky as well, because there was quite a lot of blue coming through the clouds in the distance, so I just went over and added some more, and that's cerulean blue. And now just add in the hake brush just to get some more of that dark sort of shadows and earthy sort of textures. So I'm just dabbing the hake brush now in that, and it's just a mixture of Van Dyke brown and Payne's grey, that sort of thing. You can add red, you can add whatever colour you want just to get that dark sort of tone. And you can see what I'm doing here, just adding a bit of red. It's a bit much. It does look like something's been slaughtered down near the river. So I will take some of that paint out. You can see just wanted a little bit of red here and there just to give a nice bit of complement to the green. A lot of green in this landscape. So I'm just popping some of that colour as well. Just toned it down a little bit with some yellow ochre. So now I'm just spotting in some colours. You can see little bits of white that I've left in the ground. So I'm just popping in little bits of colours here and there. So there's a lot I could do with this scene. There's quite a lot of details, but you can take your time, or you can add as much or as little as you want. You can make it sort of realistic, or even go down the surrealistic sort of view, a bit of abstract maybe. That'll be quite nice as well. Just paying more interest in these light highlights on the trees. I think it's a really, really nice scene, and I was looking forward to paint this one. Let me know what you think in the comments. Just removing the masking tape now, just to get that nice clean border. You can see it just looks really nice with a clean edge. Just makes it looks a bit finished, a bit polished, but you can see the sort of details in this. Quite simple. It did take me a bit of time, maybe 3 hours, something like that. I just took my time. I used small brushes and a little bit of pen in the trees. Obviously saw that, just a bit of ink here and there just to give some more definition and that texture. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.